So you've been eating better, walking more, saying no to the late night snacks. You bought the water bottle with the time markers on it. You're meal prepping on Sundays like some kind of wellness influencer. You deleted the delivery apps again. And your stomach? Still soft, still there, still giving you attitude in every pair of high-waisted jeans you own. You're standing in front of the mirror like, girl, I am literally trying. What more do you want from me? And then you scroll Instagram and see someone who apparently ate one salad and woke up with abs, and you're just like, cool, love that for her. But why not me? Here's what's actually going on. The problem isn't you. It's that every piece of mainstream advice you've been following was built to fail. Your body's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. But the system you're using, it's working against you, not with you. Today we're breaking down why stubborn fat sticks around, especially belly fat, and the 3 lifestyle shifts that actually make it budge. No BS, no boot camp, no miracle tea, just science that makes sense, explained like a normal human. Let's get into it. Okay, so first things first. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you don't lack discipline or willpower or whatever toxic thing someone told you in a comment section once. If you've been trying to lose belly fat and it's just not happening, it's because the standard playbook, restrict harder, do more cardio, skip breakfast, drink lemon water at 5 a.m., isn't designed for long-term success. It's designed to keep you stuck in a cycle of trying and failing and then buying the next thing that promises to fix it. Your body doesn't understand goals or bikini season. It understands signals. And if the signals you're sending are inconsistent, confusing, or rooted in deprivation, your body's gonna dig its heels in and hold on tight. It's like trying to convince someone to trust you while simultaneously lying to them every other day. They're not gonna cooperate. And honestly, fair. So let's stop blaming ourselves and start looking at what's actually broken, the advice we've been given. Let's bust some myths real quick, because these are the things keeping you stuck. Myth 1. You can crunch your way to a flat stomach. Picture this. You're on the floor doing crunches. Maybe you saw it in a video. Maybe someone told you this is the move for belly fat. You're sweating, you're sore the next day, and you're thinking, okay, surely this is working. Except, nope, doesn't work like that. You can't pick a spot on your body and tell it to burn fat there. Your body pulls from fat stores all over and it gets to decide the order. Usually, belly fat's last on the list. Super annoying, but true. So yeah, core work is great for building strength and stability, but it won't melt the layer sitting on top. That requires a whole body approach, something that actually shifts how your body uses and stores energy. Myth 2, cardio solves everything. Let's say you start running every morning, or doing the elliptical, or following some 30-minute YouTube cardio video in your living room, and at first, maybe you see a little progress, but then, nothing. The scale stops moving, your body looks the same, and you're like, wait, I'm doing more. Why isn't this working? Because your body adapted. It got efficient. It learned how to do what you're asking without burning extra energy. You've hit a plateau, and now you're stuck. Plus, let's be real. Nobody wants to live on a treadmill forever. That's not a life. That's a hamster wheel. Myth 3. Just eat less and the fat will go away. This one's sneaky because it sounds logical. Calories in, calories out, right? But here's what actually happens. You start eating 1,200 calories a day, maybe less. You're hungry all the time. You're tired. You're irritable. Your hair starts looking a little sad. And after a few weeks, the scale stops moving anyway. That's not failure. That's your body trying to keep you alive. When you eat way too little for way too long, your body panics. It slows everything down to conserve energy. Your metabolism drops. Your hunger hormones go haywire. And suddenly you're eating barely anything and still not losing weight. Once you understand that, you can stop fighting your body and start working with it. Okay, so here's the thing nobody really talks about. Belly fat is stubborn for a reason. And it's not because you're doing something wrong. For a lot of women, belly fat is literally the last place your body pulls from. It's protective. Your body stores fat there because it's close to your organs, and evolutionarily, that made sense. It's annoying now, but your body doesn't know that. And then there's stress. When you're stressed, like chronically stressed from work and life and everything, you're more likely to store fat around your midsection. Not because you're broken, but because that's how your body responds to constant pressure. Sleep matters too. When you're not sleeping enough, your hunger hormones get all messed up. You crave more food, especially sugar and carbs, and your body holds on to fat because it thinks something's wrong. And honestly, a lot of what we think is belly fat is actually bloating, inflammation from stress, lack of sleep, eating foods that don't agree with you, or just being on your period. So sometimes your stomach looks bigger even though you haven't gained actual fat. All of this is normal. All of this is fixable. But it requires a whole life approach, not just eating less and running more. All right, let's talk about what's really happening inside your body when fat loss stalls. Your metabolism isn't static. It adapts. People talk about metabolism like it's this fixed number you're born with, fast or slow, lucky or unlucky. But it's not. It's dynamic. It responds to how you eat, how you move throughout the day, how much you sleep, how stressed you are. And if you're constantly undereating, overstressing, or barely moving outside of one quick workout, your metabolism slows down to match. It's trying to protect you, but it's also making fat loss nearly impossible. The fix isn't to eat even less. It's to create an environment where your body feels safe enough to let go. That means eating enough, especially protein, and moving in ways that keep your body responsive instead of shutting down. Protein isn't optional. If you're skipping protein or only getting like 50 or 60 grams a day, you're making this so much harder than it needs to be. Protein keeps you full for hours. It protects your muscle while you're losing fat, and it actually costs your body energy just to break it down and process it. So by eating enough protein, you're literally increasing the amount of calories your body burns just digesting food. Most women need somewhere between 100 and 150 grams a day, depending on size and activity level. And it needs to be spread out, not all crammed into dinner. What does that look like in real life? Eggs or Greek yogurt at breakfast, chicken or tofu in your lunch salad, a protein-packed snack in the afternoon, maybe string cheese or a protein shake, then a solid portion at dinner. When you're building your meals, start with protein, then add everything else. That one habit alone can completely shift how you feel throughout the day. Most of your calorie burn doesn't come from exercise. This is the part people don't talk about enough, and it's honestly game-changing. The bulk of the calories you burn in a day, it's not from your workout, it's from just being alive, breathing, thinking, digesting food, and then all the little movements you do throughout the day. Walking to grab coffee, doing laundry, grocery shopping, standing while you cook, pacing while you're on the phone. All of that adds up to way more than any 30-minute session ever could. If you're sitting for 10 hours a day at a desk job and only moving during one intentional block of time, your body's basically running on low power mode the rest of the day. And that's a huge problem. Getting more steps in, like 8,000 to 10,000 a day, can genuinely change the game. Not because walking is magic, but because it keeps your body active and your metabolism responsive instead of shutting down. What does 10,000 steps look like in real life? It's walking to do errands instead of driving, taking a 20-minute walk in the morning with your coffee, walking around your neighborhood while you listen to a podcast, pacing while you're on calls, taking the stairs, parking farther away at the grocery store. It's not about grinding, it's just about moving more throughout your normal day. Sleep and stress aren't nice-to-haves, they're requirements. When you don't sleep enough, your hunger hormones go completely rogue. Ghrelin, the hormone that makes you hungry, goes up. Leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full, goes down. So you're hungrier, you crave sugar and carbs, and you feel exhausted. Your body holds on to fat because it thinks something's wrong. Which, to be fair, something is wrong. You're not resting. Same thing with chronic stress. When you're stressed all the time, work deadlines, relationship stuff, doom scrolling at midnight, your body stays in survival mode. And survival mode means storing energy, not burning it. So if you're doing everything right, but sleeping 5 hours a night and running on anxiety and cold brew, your body's not going to cooperate. It can't. You need 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Not, I'll catch up on the weekend sleep. Consistent, quality sleep. And you need to actually rest. Go outside without your phone, journal, stretch before bed, read instead of scrolling. Do something that calms your nervous system down instead of keeping it on high alert. Consistency matters more than intensity. You don't need a perfect week. You need a pretty good month. And then another one, and another one. Fat loss is messy. It's not a straight line. Your weight fluctuates with your cycle, with stress, with how much water you drank, with whether you had salty food last night. Some weeks you'll see progress, some weeks you won't. But if you keep showing up with the basics, eating enough protein, moving throughout your day, sleeping well, managing stress, it adds up. The people who get results, they're not the ones who go hard for 2 weeks and then burn out. They're the ones who keep going even when it's boring, even when it feels slow, even when Instagram makes it look like everyone else is getting faster results. Okay, so now that you know why things weren't working, let's talk about what does. This is what I call the Daisy Fit Lifestyle Fat Loss Triangle. 3 pillars. You need all 3. Miss one, and you're just spinning your wheels. Quick note before we dive in, this is general education. It's not medical advice. If you've got health stuff going on, definitely talk to a professional, but for most people, these principles work. Pillar 1, intentional daily movement. You need to move more throughout your normal day, not in a, I need to hit the gym for 2 hours way, just in a, I'm gonna walk to the store instead of driving kind of way. Take the stairs when you can, park farther away, stand while you're on calls, walk while you listen to podcasts or talk to your mom on the phone. Carry your own groceries instead of doing curbside pickup every time. Clean your apartment, dance while you cook dinner. All of it counts, and all of it keeps your metabolism humming instead of shutting down. Aim for 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day if you can. It doesn't have to be a formal walk. Just weave movement into your life so your body stays active. Common mistake here? Thinking one workout counts and then sitting the rest of the day. Your body doesn't work like that. It needs consistent activity throughout the day to stay responsive. Pillar 2, protein and balanced eating. You need to eat enough to fuel your life, but slightly less than your body burns if fat loss is the goal. Usually that's around 300 to 500 calories below maintenance. But the foundation, the non-negotiable part, is protein. 100 to 150 grams a day, spread across your meals. Start every meal with a protein source. Eggs, Greek yogurt, chicken, turkey, tofu, fish, cottage cheese, protein powder, whatever works for you. Then add veggies for fiber and nutrients. Then add carbs and fats for energy and satisfaction. You don't need to go low carb. You don't need keto. You don't need to eliminate anything. You just need balance and consistency. What does a balanced plate look like? Palm-sized portion of protein, a big serving of veggies, a fist-sized portion of carbs, rice, potatoes, pasta, bread, whatever, and some healthy fats, avocado, olive oil, nuts. It's not complicated. It just needs to be consistent. And when you mess up, because you will, because you're human, just get back on track the next meal. One burger and fries doesn't ruin anything. It's what you do most of the time that counts. Common mistake here? Under-eating all week and then binge-eating on the weekend because you're starving, or skipping breakfast, being ravenous by lunch, and then overeating at dinner. Balance your intake throughout the day so you're not constantly swinging between extremes. Pillar 3, sleep and stress management. Sleep 7 to 8 hours every single night. Make it non-negotiable. Set an alarm for bedtime if you have to. Your body repairs itself while you sleep. It balances your hormones. It decides whether it's safe to burn fat or whether it needs to hold on for dear life. If you're only getting 5 or 6 hours because you're scrolling TikTok until 1 a.m., you're sabotaging everything else you're doing. I know it's hard, I know life is busy, but this matters more than almost anything else. And manage your stress intentionally. Go outside in the morning. Walk without your phone. Journal before bed. Stretch. Meditate for even just 5 minutes. Read a book instead of watching true crime documentaries at midnight. Your nervous system needs to calm down. Your body needs to feel safe. That's when fat loss actually happens. Common mistake here? Thinking you can push through on 4 hours of sleep and endless stress. You can't. Your body will fight you every step of the way. Okay, let's talk about the hidden habits that quietly keep you stuck. Because sometimes it's not the big stuff. It's the little patterns you don't even realize you're doing. Inconsistent weekends. You eat well Monday through Friday, then the weekend hits and it's brunch, takeout, drinks, late night snacks. And by Monday, you're back to square one. If your weekends completely undo your weekdays, you're not going to see progress. The under-eating and overeating cycle. You restrict all day, then you're so hungry by night that you eat everything in sight. This keeps your body in constant stress mode and makes fat loss nearly impossible. Sitting too long. Even if you move intentionally for 30 minutes, if you're sitting the other 15 hours of the day, your metabolism is in sleep mode. Break it up, stand, walk, move between tasks. Skipping breakfast or eating way too late. Your body needs fuel in the morning to kickstart your metabolism. And eating a huge meal right before bed, your body's trying to digest while it should be recovering, trying to out-cardio a chaotic routine. You can't run off a lack of sleep, chronic stress, and inconsistent eating. Your body doesn't work like that. You need the foundations first. These aren't moral failures. They're just patterns. And once you see them, you can shift them. Look, there's no shortcut here, no magic pill, no 10-day reset that's gonna change your life forever. But this approach, it works. It's not flashy, it's not fast, but it's sustainable. And sustainable is what actually gets results. You don't need perfection. You don't need to be on 100% of the time. You just need to keep showing up. Move more throughout your day. Eat enough protein. Sleep well. Manage your stress. Do that most days, not every day, just most days, and your body will respond. Maybe not this week, maybe not next week, but over time, absolutely. And here's the thing. You're allowed to trust the process. You're allowed to be patient with yourself. You're allowed to take up space in your body exactly as it is right now, while also working toward feeling better. You're not broken, you're not behind. You're just learning a better way. Your belly fat isn't stuck because you're doing something wrong. It's stuck because the strategies you've been using were never meant to work long term. You need 3 things: daily movement woven into your life, balanced eating with enough protein, and real recovery through sleep and stress management. That's it. No extremes, no suffering, no living off lettuce and self-loathing. Just a simple system that works with your body instead of against it. You've been trying, you've been showing up, you've been doing your best with the information you had. Now it's time to point that effort somewhere that actually pays off. You're closer than you think. I mean that. You really are. If this was helpful, go ahead and like this video so more people can find it. And drop a comment. Tell me which pillar you're focusing on first. Movement? Protein? Sleep? I read all of them, and honestly, your answers help me figure out what to make next. Let's build something that actually lasts. See you soon.